it's Luisa here from No Milk Like Mamas. I'm a lactation consultant, IBCLC, and a registered midwife. And I'm here to talk to you now about night weaning, which is something we're often asked about. And I work with my colleague Sian Aldis at No Milk Like Mamas, who's a holistic sleep coach. So she is very well qualified in this subject, and she's written a sleep course. So just to say, if you did want even more information, there's plenty more online or in the holistic sleep course, which is an online course. So in terms of night weaning, first to think about why you want to night wean. So it may just be that you are you had enough and that it's your choice. It may be that you are being put under pressure to night wean by health professionals or a partner or mother-in-law or other people in your life. So first of all, make sure that the only reason that you're night weaning is because you really want to and that it's right for you. So the thing is to optimize everything else about your baby's sleep environment and sleep hygiene first before you tackle night weaning. Night weaning is difficult. It's difficult mentally, emotionally, and often physically as well. So going into it with your eyes open and knowing that it won't necessarily be easy is important. And also that sleep is a developmental milestone. So sleeping through the night is not normal for many babies until well after the age of 1. And just knowing that, like walking or crawling or toilet training, sleeping through the night is a developmental milestone, and all babies are ready at different times. So making sure that it's age appropriate, and in general, night weaning from the breast is not recommended before the age of about 12 to 18 months. So do get in touch with an IBCLC lactation consultant to discuss this if you'd like to do it before that, if you feel you need to. Also important to say that night weaning does not mean that your baby will wake less. In fact, often it can mean your baby wakes a bit more initially, but obviously if it still feels right for you and you're done with night feeds, then that's completely acceptable to have those feelings and to want to change things. So the key is in getting prepared, as I mentioned, working on sleep associations, and you can find a lot more information about this in various sources online and on the sleep course that I mentioned. But really thinking about sensory associations for sleep before you do any kind of weaning, day or night. So whilst your baby is breastfeeding, adding in associations such as a particular object, whether that's a muslin or a specific toy, and having that between you and your baby when you offer every single breastfeed for as many days, weeks, months as possible before you try to withdraw the breast. So building up other objects such as a physical object, as I mentioned, a sound, so a sensory sound, like maybe a similar song that you sing to your baby, whether it's a nursery rhyme or a lullaby, but something that you always sing, a familiar sound, or a sound that you play if you don't want to sing, so that your baby starts to associate this with sleep for daytime naps as well as nighttime sleep. Also a sensory stimulation in the form of a scent, so a specific smell that you have, whether you start to burn some essential oils or have a vaporizer or have a rollerball of a certain scent that again is only associated with sleep. A phrase that you use, so whatever little phrase of a few words fits with you, that again you use and you say repeatedly over to your baby as a stimulus for sleep, as an association for sleep. And also thinking about a tactile stimulation, so whether that's rubbing their back, patting their bottom, stroking between their eyebrows, whatever you do, again, just limit that so that that is specific to nap time and sleep time, and build those cues up either one by one or all together so that they become a really strong sleep association for as long as you can before you start to withdraw the breast as an association, because you've built up all those other sensory stimulations to associate with sleep. So thinking about it being age appropriate, thinking about your reasons for wanting to night wean, thinking about getting really, really prepared, so doing the sleep association work that I just mentioned, but also thinking about perhaps journaling or talking with a trusted friend or relative, your partner, about how this might affect you as a family, as a mother, how it might affect your feelings, and really kind of having some deep thoughts around night weaning before you embark on it. Preparation really is key for this. Also thinking about when you're going to do it. So obviously at times of teething or illness, it's not ideal. So avoiding those times, and thinking about a time when perhaps if your partner is going to be the one going to settle them overnight, if you have a partner, when they're not necessarily really busy at work. So many people choose to do it when their partner has a week of holiday or annual leave, so that they're not too exhausted if they're going in repeatedly during the night to settle the baby. Generally, getting somebody else to settle your baby is a really effective strategy, but there still will be crying, so you probably will be awake, and it can be very, very difficult to be lying there while your partner's trying to settle the baby and they're becoming upset because you're not going in. So again, thinking about that in advance, knowing that that is a likely outcome, connecting with other mothers who've been through it and seeking really good support for this can really help. So starting small, starting really well prepared, loads and loads of cuddles, loads of soothing, and also trying to think about upping the day feeds. So really trying to fill baby up during the day and offer lots more contact and lots more feeds during the day. And that's why it's not an ideal time to do this if you're going back to work, to do the two together, because that's a little bit too much of a shock to the system for many babies to have a sudden withdrawal of contact during the day due to work, and then also withdrawal of night feeds, when most babies will what's called reverse cycle, so they'll make up for lost day feeds overnight. So doing it as slowly as possible will also prevent the potential risks to you, such as blocked ducts and mastitis. And if you do suffer with recurrent blocked ducts, you might want to look at a supplement such as soy lecithin or other supplements. So do contact international board certified lactation consultant. And if you can't take soya for allergenic reasons, you can take sunflower lecithin, which has been found in studies to help with blocked ducts. So good luck if you're thinking of embarking on this, and I hope that these tips have been helpful for you. Thank you.